Hey, I'm Jared from EBMX. You've got a Ultra B with an X9000. You've basically got a weekend bike that also takes a competition, so you need to run a cross brace. You can't physically fit all the switch gear. You've got the SW102, and you want the stock dash to also display the speed. This is a how-to video, how to install this and how to set this up on the X9000 on the Ultra B. Okay, so you've got the bike in a stand and you're looking at your brand new cable that you've purchased. Essentially what this does is to remove the old 2-to-1 cable and then basically plug in this new 2-to-1 cable. You notice here that we have 3 connectors now. Yellow goes to our regen thumb throttle if you've used that previously. The green goes to the original SW102. And this one here plugs into the CAN bus, which goes to the Ultra B standard wiring. So we'll get onto that now. First step, turn off the bike, remove the battery. Pro tip too, this thing is such fun when you're trying to work in here. The real pro tip is to basically just tape it out of the way. Just going to use my favourite thing, which nobody knows is my favourite thing, but Tessa tape. Probably a really expensive way to use Tessa tape right now, but we're going to do it anyway. But that'll keep the lid out of the way and then we can get to everything. And that will make our life easier. So the tools you're going to need is one 4mm Allen key, one 5mm Allen key, and 2 hands with opposable thumbs. So obviously you just want to undo this plate here. Okay, so what you're going to look for is originally when you plugged in the V2 X9000 loom, we had one plug. Now this should have been taped up, it should have heat shrink on it if you've installed it properly. And what you're going to want to do is when you run your new 2-to-1 cable down from your handlebars physically, I'm going to show you what we did in a second. All you need to do to basically do this install is basically plug this one in. What you want to do is tuck this up nice and neat up here. And then put this back, put this piece back in. So basically what I've done is I've undone these 2 pieces here, and then what I've done is I've ran the new 2-to-1 cable up here, I've ran it behind the headlight, I've then branched out to your original connection, which went to your SW102 and also your regen thumb throttle over here. I've then just Tessa taped this up. So if you go on Amazon, Tessa tape, T-E-S-A, if you can't understand my superior Australian accent there. Basically, Tessa tape is what I've used here. It's the same stuff they use in the factory. There's a weatherproof one, and there's also one that's a little bit fluffy, but I prefer the non-fluffy variation for this kind of stuff, which is the same as what they use in the factory. Okay, so you've basically installed the new 2-to-1 cable, you've ran that up to your SW102, and you've ran it up to your regen brake, if you've got that fitted, and you've also plugged into the CAN bus connector, which is down here. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to jump in the app and you want to make sure there's no firmware updates, because basically the latest app and the latest firmware allow this to work. So you come into firmware, just if there's anything available, it'll pop up literally here. In this case, this controller's already updated. So we'll come back out of here, and all we have to do is we just make sure we've got Suron Ultra B selected here. And when we select Suron Ultra B, what actually happens, if you move down here, we'll see it says display control options. Now you notice we've got 3 here. It says EBMX SW102. That means we're just using the SW102 and no dash. But then if we change it to EBMX SW102 and stock Ultra B dash, that'll then give us basically the dash, and then the control is all done by the SW102. You'll also notice on there we have Ultra B stock dash hand controls and no SW102, so we're working on that kit now. We reached out to our customers and everybody initially wanted the stock dash working with the SW102 controlling basically the motor control. Essentially we do have this kit coming, we just wanted to obviously get the one out first because that was what the demand was. But like for us here and with competition riding in Australia and anywhere with a registered event, especially an FIM event, you have to run essentially the crossbar, which means you can't run the stock hand controls, which means we couldn't use the stock hand controls in competition. So having this SW102 is basically the way to get around that. That way you have room on the bars to physically fit a cross brace and also a pull lanyard for safety, which is a requirement, and a lot of registered competitions. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any issues, reach out to us, but that should be it for the getting the dash working with the SW102. Cheers for purchasing EBMX.